A lot of people think moving on is easy. They think they can just tell themselves that it's all love, they can replace you, or they can find better, or it's easy out here. But that's not the case. And in a lot of cases, family, these individuals went out here and realized that real quick that the grass was not greener. One, two, they could never meet another you. And three, there is no prototype. But it took for them to leave, to understand that dynamic. It took for them to step out the way to realize that, yo, I'm trying to replace this person, but reality is hitting. They're trying to replace you, but reality is hitting that they can't do that though. And at first, their ego's convincing them to thinking that there's better. Their ego done told them that they could find another you. Their ego told them that you were so easily replaceable. Where now reality's hitting. Now they're starting to see that that's not the truth, that that's not the case. And now they realize that not everyone brings the same energy in their lives like you did. Not everybody brings the same blessings, the same amount of love that you did, the same amount of care and concern. They don't, though, because that's not what people want. A lot of these people out here don't want the same things that you want. So now these people are realizing that the same person that they thought that they could replace is irreplaceable. And here's why. They confuse access with replaceability, meaning they thought that because they can go out here and meet people, that they could forge the same connection with these people that they had with you. No, they really thought that. They thought that they could just easily create that connection, but they were sadly mistaken because connection is not built on appearances. It's built on commitment, connection, consistency, time, chemistry, trust, presence. I can go on and on. And those things are rare. So losing access to you didn't mean that they can just recreate that with someone new. And they're learning that the hard way. They tried to replace you, but reality hit. And they're realizing that the distractions can't distract but for so long. Y'all, I'm telling you, you can go out here, you can meet new people, you can do new things, man. Please, they will never have another you. And so their distraction temporarily blinded them into thinking that you were easy to come by, blinding them into thinking that they could meet another you elsewhere. Where? And they thought that going out there and talking to people was going to help. They thought going out there and going out was going to help. They really believed this, family. They thought acting busy and staying emotionally detached was going to help them easily replace you. Nah, it made them realize how much they needed you, how much they counted on you, yo. It made them realize the level of energy that you brought to the table, period. Because honestly, distractions only work temporarily because once the dust settles, once things start quieting down and calming down, right? They're starting to see the reality of the situation. And reality hits different. No, you're not replaceable. You know what I mean? You can't just go out here and find another you where, like Jay-Z said, you made Hove, make another one. You can't. You know what I mean? So they out here trying to recreate another you, but they won't though, because there's no prototype. There's only you. Because the reality is, family, people go out here and they start to compare. And they compare everyone that they meet to you. It's a huge comparison because guess what? You set the tone. You set the bar. You are at the top of the totem pole. And so now they're comparing every single one that they meet to you. What else were they going to do? You know why? Because they're starting to notice that other people are not you, that other people don't listen like you did, that other people don't support them emotionally like you did, that other people don't move like you, yo. You want a whole different wavelength, a whole different timeline. You are a real chosen person. And I swear, family, because you're so cool, nice, and laid back, people take you for granted. No, they don't realize that you're different. They think that you're just like everyone else. Man, please. These people really were out here thinking that you were common, but there's nothing common about a chosen person ever. Where, when they would start comparing themselves and comparing other people to you, where are you regular? Man, please, you're not though. And these people learned that real quick, and they realize that they're out here meeting people that are not even emotionally genuine. Because family, you know that people out here don't want the things that you want. Outside people are not inside people, and I say that all the time. Outside people are 100% not inside people. So these individuals went out here thinking that they could take an outside person and make them you. Man, please, I'll wait. I'll wait. It's a classic story that they bet wrong, and they chose wrong, and they did wrong, and they finally see it clearly. Oh, they underestimated your emotional value. Yo, they didn't see it. They focus on surface level things, but they didn't consider your patience, your loyalty, who you are as a person, your energy, yo. They didn't count the cost. They didn't consider the cost of losing you. And there is a cost, yo. They went out here and bet wrong. Because the reality is they minimize your value while benefiting from it. Make it make sense. They benefited from you. Whole time they minimized your value. Benefited from you. Whole time didn't even see you for who you are. Benefited from you. Whole time trying to replace you, but didn't even take into account that they can't though. And this is the part that people don't admit. They don't admit it publicly, definitely. They don't admit it that they're realizing that they messed up. And they're realizing that they did wrong. Because reality humbled them emotionally. It really did. Because they learn real quick the grass is not greener. The grass is not greener, yo. You got to tend to your own grass, fertilize your own grass. It's the age old story, and people still don't want to listen. They still don't want to change because peace is rare. Yo, you can go out here and think you have all the things. You can go out here and deal with every single person you want to deal with. Nah, man, peace is rare. Emotional maturity, rare. What you bring to the table, rare. But they didn't see that. And they had to learn that the hard way. Why? Yo, make it make sense. I still don't understand. And maybe it ain't for me to understand. Why do people have the biggest blessing of all time and still find a way to squander it? Why do people go out here and do wrong for no apparent reason? Makes no sense to me, yo. And now they're realizing that while they try to replace you, you're irreplaceable. That's not how the game was supposed to go. They did not bank on the fact that they would never find another you. They didn't even consider it. They were so caught up in all their arrogance and all their glory that their realization is now hitting them that they could not replace you. Because you're not just a person, you a whole experience, like a whole vibe. Family, tell me I'm wrong. You are a whole experience. When people get you, they get what you come with, your attachments, all your blessings, all the things. And so now they thought they lost you. They thought you was the only thing they lost. No, they lost you. They lost what you're connected to. Your blessing, your anointing. And a lot of times these people were in your anointing thinking it was them. They was in your anointing the whole time. Whole time they thought that they were the one bringing the blessings in their own lives. Man, please, maybe. But if you were in their lives, you were bringing the blessings too, probably more so than them. Your anointing made them get those jobs, made them get those opportunities, made them get all those things that they got. That wasn't just them. That was God working through you. You know what I mean? And they didn't realize that until it was too late. And that's the realization that's hurting them. And that's the realization that's truly humbling them because they're understanding and learning that, man, this person was rare, that I should have not taken this person for granted, that I should have done better by this person. And the fact that they thought that they could easily replace you, man, please, that's all cap. That's what's hurting them the most. Replace you where? With who? And do what? No, that's not how that goes. Ego is a real family. And that's why I tell you, don't believe every thought that you think. You don't have to believe every thought that you think because in most cases it's not true because these people believed in the thoughts that they could replace you. That their mind, I'm telling you, your anointing and their mind told them that they was just out here, they was winning and that they could replace you easily. Oh, where? That was not the case. And that's the sad part. They played trick. They let the enemy fool them. They truly let the devil fool them out of their blessing. They could not see clearly. Them folk had scale over their eyes. They couldn't see clearly because now that the dust has settled, now they're out here panicking, going back and forth in their mind like, oh my God, how did I do this? How did I let a real one go? What can I do to fix this? I wonder if I can come back. Yo, they missed the access to you all day. Not just your love and your kindness, your access. You open doors for these people that no man has. I'm telling you, you open doors for these folks that they never experienced in their lives. Some of y'all brought these people to things that they've never seen and done before in their lives. And they thought that they could replace you. Yo, the arrogance of people to think that they could replace you. They thought that the grass was greener on the other side of you. Yo, make it make sense. Run it back. I don't understand people, man. I really don't. It is draining to me. The fact that they think that they had a blessing that they can just squander off and get a new one. Man, where? You are so wonderful, so beautiful, so kind, so worthy. And then what? They went out here thinking they can find you. That's not how the game go. So in conclusion, family, some people only recognize your impact after they try to replace you. Some people only recognize what you bring to the table and your value after they try to move on with their lives. When they get out here and yoke up to these people, when they get out here and yoke up to these broken people, these people that bring nothing to the table, they start to realize real quick, yo, these people bring chaos, stress, all the things, man. And they out here missing you. So now they're looking in their phones, wishing and hoping they can get a text from you, looking in their phones, wishing and hoping that they could just get a call from you. That if you would just call them one time, I'm telling you what I know. If you could just pick up your phone and call them one time, they would be so happy. If they're going back and forth in their mind, like if you could just call them one time and start the process, they'd be all back in. If you could just be the one to say, I'm sorry, let me take you back, they would be so happy. But you're not doing that. You know why? You don't have to. Yo, you're no longer showing up in your life as that version of self that you once were. You're no longer showing up in your life that way, and you never had to. You're better than that, than all the things, yo. And they see it right now. They see it. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to live in lack. They lost you. You didn't lose you. No, man, please. They're the ones that lost you. They lost a blessing. They lost a good thing, but you didn't lose you. So I'm telling you, family, you learning your worth real quick, and they feel it. They can feel it in the air, yo. They can cut the air. Because when they thought that they could replace you, they came up short every time. They learned real quick that they could not. And now they looking at you. They watching you win, yo. One of my favorite quotes is that losers focus on winners, but winners focus on winning. Are you focused on them? I'm telling you not, but they're focused on you. Period and facts. And they didn't find you where they left you, and they never will. You're not in that season anymore. Mm-mm. If they even talk to you, they would almost have to reintroduce themselves to you because you're a different version of self. But they didn't bank on that when they was out here gallivanting. They didn't bank on that when they were tap dancing and playing in your face. No, absolutely not. They don't get the right to just crawl back into your life. That's not how that goes. It's not. They thought that could replace you, then they staying on that energy. Now they're watching you looking oh so graceful. You looking better than ever. Some of y'all really looking like kings, looking like queens, and they gotta watch you from afar because they lost the access that they once had because they tried to replace you thinking that they could get better. They tried to replace you thinking that there was better. No, there is no better than you. And you have to believe that, family. I can't believe that for you. But there is no better than you. There's no one better than you. You are not replaceable, even when people try to replace you. And that's on everything. And you better believe it, family. Stay inspired. I want to thank you so much for watching my content. I started my YouTube channel to share the many lessons I learned along the way, and I appreciate you so much. All of the love that you show, I love everything about it, and I want to thank you for being who you are. I hope that you please subscribe to my page and more good things to come. Stay inspired. People are just naturally used to you, family. They're used to you being around. They're used to your attention. They're used to your energy, your effort, all the things. Gratitude turns to expectation because the things that they were once grateful for, now they expect it. And that's just facts for so many people. And when you became familiar to them, they stopped realizing how much they should appreciate you, how great you are, and how grateful they should be for you being in their lives. But oh, how the tables have turned. Because now, family, your absence is hitting them hard. You went absent. No, you decided you're like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. You're not going to keep treating me like a doormat. You're not going to continue to show up in my life in a way that I wouldn't want anyone to show up in my own life. You're not doing it anymore, family. And when you decided to pull your energy back, and when you decided to remove your energy, family, baby, the absence is hitting, and it's hitting them hard. And suddenly, your absence is saying everything that your presence couldn't. Your absence is saying it all. It's speaking volumes. It's louder, louder, louder than your presence ever could have been. And these people are realizing it. And here's why. They underestimated your emotional impact. Truly, they truly underestimated your emotional impact. Family, you are a lot of things to these people. You brought these people peace, happiness, and understanding, and they underestimated that because they didn't realize the amount of peace and stability that you brought into their lives. They just didn't. You know what I mean? They took it for granted because they were so used to it. But now it disappeared. They miss your good morning text. Remember, you used to hit them with the good morning? You used to hit them with the what are you doing? Man, please, all that disappeared. And they missed that because they didn't realize how important that was in their lives. And not just the emotional support, just the overall consistency, your good juju that you brought them, the emotional support, all the things, yo. They miss that. And it's hitting them hard because once it disappeared, they felt the void immediately. It hit them in their chest. They coughing. You know what I mean? They feel the void immediately and the impact of you no longer being in their lives. Because real talk, family, your absence is hitting them hard because in their minds, they thought that moving on would be easier. A lot of times, family, these people are out here thinking that they can easily replace you. They are out here thinking and knowing, they just know that there's something better than you out here. Man, please get out of here. Where? These people misunderstood your value. They misunderstood it. They misunderstood your value, the blessings that you brought to their lives, all the things that you did, and they thought that they can go out here and easily find you. The arrogance of people, y'all. They really thought that they can go out here and find you. Nah, there is no prototype. Where's the prototype? Tell me. Moment of silence for the real ones. Where's the prototype? There is none. Because they went out here thinking that they could so easily find another you. Now there is no other you because they don't make them like you anymore. You know what I mean? You're one of one. So again, these individuals thought moving on would be easier. And they realized, yo, this is not. And it was not the plan. Family, that was not the plan. The plan was that they could sit here and continue to be them and show up in your life in a way that you didn't honor. The plan was that you would never leave. The plan was that you would always stay. And the plan was that if they left, that they would find better. But the plan didn't work. No, sorry. The plan did not plan. The plan wasn't planning. You know what I mean? Because they went out here and quickly realized that there is no other you, that they cannot replace you quickly, that there is no replacement. Man, how do you replace the chosen one? I'll wait. Moment of silence. Real talk, y'all. Tell me, how do you replace the chosen one? What did Jay-Z say? You made Hove, make another one. Where? You know what I mean? Like, for real. These people get so beside themselves and thinking that they could find another you easily. But oh, how the tables have turned because they couldn't replace you. And they never will, though. You know what I'm saying? PSA, public service alert, you're gone. Public service alert, there is no other you. Surprise, they couldn't replace you. And they learned that the hard way. And I hate that for so many people, y'all, because people go out here ruining a good thing, not understanding what they have. People go out here thinking that they could easily find another you. And again, I ask, where? Where is there another you? There is none. And emotions don't work that way. And reality hits and reality sets in. And the reality is they're filling that void more than they ever thought they could. And another reason family is hitting them hard is because your absence creates emotional contrast, meaning they're comparing who they used to be and where they used to be to who they are today and where they are today. And they're starting to see that there's a difference. They are starting to see that there is a difference with you no longer being in their lives. They're starting to see that there is a difference with you not showing up in their lives anymore, period. And the comparison is painful. It's so painful because in their heart of hearts, man, they know they messed up. People do not want to admit when they're wrong, family. I get it, like it's an ego or human. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to sit and say that they messed up. They don't want to sit and say, man, I bet wrong. They don't want to sit and say that they fumbled the bag, y'all, because this was not the plan. The plan was for them to crawl off into the sunset and do them. The plan was for them to have bigger, better, faster, and stronger. But the plan didn't work, y'all, because the reality is they lost a real one. And here's the thing, family. It's so much more than just a relationship. It's a legacy. It's what you're building. It's wisdom. It's wealth. It's energy, time invested. Man, yo, they lost so much behind it. And they're feeling it. And it doesn't happen overnight. That happens over time. Some people, yo, it takes them a little bit longer to realize the wrong that they did. For some, it takes a little bit longer. And as reality sets in, and as time passes, I'm telling y'all, and as the days go by, man, it ain't hitting the same. It don't hit the same. They're looking at their phones. No call from you. They're literally looking in their call log. Oh man, did they hit? No, where? Why would you? Man, please. These people want you to be in their orbit so bad. Let me get closer when I tell y'all this. I'm about to be all in y'all screens right now. If they can go back in time, if they could just have a moment to be in your orbit, they would trade that in for anything. Man, no. These people realized real quick what they lost. And they realize that they probably can't get it back. Man, your absence is hitting these folk so hard, like a ton of bricks, because they didn't bank on the fact that you would leave and not come back. They just thought, they knew you were going to fight for them. They knew that you was going to come back because you want to be with them so bad. Where? Where? Their superiority complex did not work. They thought that they were so much better. And now they realized that the texts have dried up. The calls are gone. They did not understand you emotionally, and you learned your value and you move forward with your life real fast. Because family, truth be told, it really takes people time to realize this, to realize that your loyalty was rare. What I be telling y'all, outside people are not inside people. Y'all know what it is, man, please. Outside people are not inside people. So you are very loyal. You wanted a relationship. You wanted more. You wanted love and energy and effort. These people out here don't want that. And they learned real quick going outside. They're not you. Where? These people are not loving, caring, and kind. They're none of those things. And they're learning that your consistency mattered, man. You were there for these folks, morning, noon, and night. Had their back, emotionally, spiritually, all the things. And they're not getting that out here. They're learning that real quick. And again, your energy, your presence brought emotional support. Y'all, I'm telling you, you are peaceful. You may not think so. We're not perfect. Of course, we make mistakes. We be on one. But at the end of the day, you just being in their presence made them happy. You just being in their atmosphere made things all the better. And they learned that today. They're realizing it. Just your mere presence, you being around, you being involved, you being that number one in their lives, they're starting to see it. And your absence is hitting them hard because your silence, truthfully, family, is giving these people time to really replay everything. They're going back and forth in their minds like, how did I let this person go? How did I let this man go? She trying to figure out, she out there, real talk, she outside, trying to figure out, how did I let this man go? He out there wondering and wishing and hoping he could find you again. No, it don't work that way. I'm serious. And I'm not just saying this for you to feel good, family. I'm saying this because I want you to be good. There is no other you. They couldn't find the replacement. They tried so hard, yo. These people went north, south, east, and west, and they still can't find you. They went north, south. Slow down, Nicole. Let me gather my bearings. Slow down, Nicole. These people went north, south, east, and west, and they still came up short. And you know why? Because when distractions slow down, see them past memories, those past thoughts, they start to replay louder. Now they're starting to think about past things. They're replaying all the conversations, the good ones. They're replaying all the moments, the good ones. You know what I mean? They're being nostalgic. They're thinking about all the mistakes that they made, all the things that they could have done better to you. They're thinking about all these things, and it doesn't feel good. And mostly, they're thinking about the things that they could have said and the things that they should not have done. You know what I mean? Because hindsight is 20/20. And now regret is growing quietly. Regret is growing quietly in the background. It's growing in the silence because they're starting to see and realize where they really messed up. And another reason why it's hitting hard, because you left for real, y'all. Real talk, like you emotionally detached for real this time. This is not the past. This is not that where you would get upset, you know what I mean, run a pattern and now you back like you never left. No, this is not that. This is not that. And these individuals are realizing real quick, this is not that. That this person is truly gone for real. That this person no longer is in my world and in my hemisphere any longer. That this person has left, that person is you. You're no longer running them same routes. You're no longer running them same patterns because you don't have to. Because your energy changed real quick. It changed real quick and fast. You're not chasing. You're not over-explaining. You're not running behind them folk. Man, please, where? You're not doing it. Again, they're looking in their phones, and there's literally no call from you. Oh, wait. Let me get closer. Are y'all texting these folk? Okay, I didn't think so. Are y'all running behind and chasing these folks? Nope. And maybe that was something you've done in the past. And this season, you're not doing it. Why? For what? Where? You don't have to. And a lot of times we be out here acting like and moving like we're common. And there's absolutely nothing common about a chosen person ever, period. And you're not common. And these people learned that the hard way, period. And it was that moment where you emotionally detached, where the energy shifted, where the power shifted, you know what I mean? Where they can feel it. It's something in the air. The energy was cut. And you're no longer dealing with these folk all day. You know what I mean? You good on that because you realize that it was your anointing the whole time. And they realized that they were walking in your anointing. And when you left their lives and removed yourself and got absent, no, you took your blessings right along with you. And honestly, family, I really hate that for these people. I really, really do. A part of me has some sympathy because at the end of the day, y'all, sometimes it takes for you removing yourself from people's lives for them to realize what they lost. And they're learning in the most hard way. You know what I mean? They're really realizing that they lost the best thing that they ever had and it doesn't feel good. But truly, sometimes it's your absence that becomes the lesson. Your absence is the actual lesson that they needed to learn. That you don't just get to play in somebody's face and think that it's all going to work out for you. That you don't just get to continue over time to hurt people. And again, y'all, I'm being real. I understand that we're human. It is a human experience and no one's perfect. But they don't get the right to continue to hurt you. They don't get the right to continue to move about freely in your life as if you just a doormat. Nah, you ain't nobody's doormat. Where? No, they're not going to do that anymore. And so now when you removed yourself, your absence is hitting so hard because they were playing everything because your absence was the lesson. Their karma is you not being in their lives. Their karma is looking at what life is like without you. Man, you was out here making these people's lives great again, getting them everything, doing everything for them, buying them everything. Yo, the list goes on and on. But what doesn't go on and on is your ability to take their foolishness. Won't. Where you're not going to, and you don't have to because you never did. And people don't understand your value until it's gone in a lot of cases. And you show these people with your inaction, you show these people with your calmness and your silence that you're moving forward in your life because they no longer have that unlimited access to you that they once had. They no longer have that unlimited access where they can come and go as they please. They don't have it, so they're feeling it. And your silence is becoming so impossible to ignore. They want to hear from you so bad. I'm telling you, even the most arrogant of them, even the ones that said, "Oh, I'm good on you. I don't need you." Okay, that's cool. Now what? Now what? Now what? Now they got to watch you win. Now they got to watch you win. Do you know how hard that is, family? Real talk. Do you know how hard it is to watch somebody win? The person that you thought you didn't need, the same person that you took for granted, do you know how hard it is for them to watch you win? I don't think that they understood what life would be like without you when they was out here moving about so freely, right? Week one, they was all good. They felt free. Month one, oh man, I'm no longer in bondage. But man, let that time pass. It's not hitting the same. The energy is hitting different. Let the time pass. And now they got to watch you win because they thought that they were going to find you where they left you. But lo and behold, you're no longer the same person. You're moving differently in your own life. Really. And so now your absence is hitting them so hard because they finally are realizing the cost of losing you. And it is a cost. It is a true cost of losing you. And they're realizing it. And I hate that for them. And now they're finally feeling what it feels like to have life without you. And it doesn't feel good. So, in conclusion, family, it's hitting a lot of these people like a ton of bricks. They did not see it coming. They did not see it coming. They just knew that you were going to be around forever. They underestimated your ability to be strong. They underestimated your ability to move forward. They really, really, really did. So now the joke's on them. Now it ain't the same. Now they're looking in their phone and their call logs. No call from you. That they're looking in their text. No text from you. Man, if they could just feel what it feels like to have you in their presence yet again. And a lot of them lost that opportunity and it's making them panic. They out here panicking. And I know that's hard to believe when a person made you feel like they didn't need you. I know that's hard to believe when they was out here acting as if they were better than. Well, let me tell you something. Surprise is hitting them hard. Surprise, your absence is hitting them hard because your absence can't go unnoticed. And like I told you, you are the sun. And who doesn't want to be close to the sun? Y'all think I just be saying it? No, you are the sun. And who doesn't want to be close to the sun? Tell me. What would the earth and the world do with no sun? Tell me. And this is exactly how these people are feeling when they're out here trying to pretend like it's all love and out here trying to pretend like they easily replaced you, but they did not though. And I can't believe that for you. You got to believe it for you. And you have to know your value. And you have to know that every single thing in your life that you lost is coming back better and stronger and faster. Whether you're back with these people, have new people, but at the end of the day, you're going to be back with self. That better version of self that doesn't deal with foolishness, that version of self that wants more for yourself. And that's on everything, family. It's hitting these people hard. And that's nothing for you to do. That has nothing to do with you. All you do is win. And that's on everything. Stay inspired. I want to thank you so much for watching my content. I started my YouTube page to share the many lessons that I learned along the way. And I hope my videos are resonating with you, providing you peace in a time of discomfort, and just overall resonating. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Peace and blessings to you. Stay inspired. Familiarity made them overlook your value. They were so familiar with you. They just knew you weren't ever going to go nowhere. They just thought that they can treat you any kind of way, but they couldn't though. You know what I mean? And just because they were familiar did not give them the right to treat you in a manner that you did not deserve. And they learned that really quickly. And most importantly, they didn't realize how rare your energy was. Yo, I'm telling you, people be out here underestimating greatness. And because you show up in such a great way in people's lives, they think that they can get that anywhere. And these people went out here truly thinking that they can find you in anyone, that they can find you anywhere. And they were sadly mistaken. Because not everyone loves so deeply, communicates in the way that you do, does the things for these people. No, everyone don't move like that. And I've said this before, a lot of times we're out here moving like and acting like we're common, but there's absolutely nothing common about a chosen person anywhere. And they didn't understand that while they had full access to you. They didn't understand that while you were in their lives, because in their minds, they're like, yo, I can find another you. You know what I mean? In their minds, because of how you moved, they thought that every single person out here was just like you. But they're not though. Your energy is rare. Yo, everyone doesn't want the things that you want. Everyone is not out here moving like you're moving. No, that was just you. And so these people quickly realized like, man, I messed up. I dropped the ball. I could have done things different. But what they're realizing is energy like yours is typically recognized through absence. So now that you're gone, so now that you're not showing up in these individuals' lives, this is when they're feeling it. And really, family, the time away from you is really creating clarity for these people. A lot of emotional clarity, because they're really starting to see, oh man, I think I did wrong. That they're really starting to see, oh my goodness, I think I could have done that differently. I think I could have treated her better. I think I could have treated him better. And they're starting to see that, family. And it didn't happen overnight. Things like this happen over time because their perspective is now changing, because they're truly starting to realize what you brought to the table, man. I'm telling you. And I hate that for these people, because it's like, yo, how do you have the blessing the whole time and lose it? How do you have the blessing the whole time and just squander it away all off some bad decision? It makes no sense. And yo, now these people are just out here bouncing around, going from pillar to post, crawling in and crawling out. Yo, and the crazy part is it didn't even have to be like that, because they had you in their lives the whole time. And they're realizing again how cool you were, how much fun. Y'all are a lot of fun. I'm telling you, if you were chosen one, which you are, you're a lot of fun. People love being around you. People love being in your lives, and as people realize that, and it's just a little bit too late, because now they're thinking about how you made them feel emotionally, how you held their heart, how you made them feel good, how you did things for them and their families. And now they're starting to see it, and it's hitting different, because that distance is creating the clarity. That distance is making them feel so sad about how they did things and realizing that they could have done things different and better. They missed that version of you. That version of you that was there for them. That version of you that they could count on. That version of you that loved them so freely. That version of you that gave access. And it's crazy because that's not the case like that anymore. A lot of y'all have shut down from the foolishness because you've changed. You're not giving all that access. You're not doing all the things that you once did. You're not giving a million and billion chances for people to change and get their lives together. No, you're not doing that. You're giving space. You're giving space. You're giving time. You're giving less energy. You're not dealing in it because you don't have to. And when these individuals took you for granted, Joe, they realized and they learned that real quick. In this season, you good. You know what I mean? You're no longer that version of self. And this is a good thing for you. It's a good thing for you because you're putting yourself first, because you're learning how to love yourself, because you're learning how to take care of yourself and treat yourself and be kind to yourself. And you don't have to deal with them. You never did. You thought that you did. They made you feel like you did, but you don't though. So what now? What now? You know what I mean? Where do they go from here? What now? You've changed. You've changed, and you've changed the game. Not only have you changed physically, you've changed emotionally. You're deciding that you no longer want to show up in the world in the manner you were showing up in because you didn't have to. And real talk, your growth changed the whole dynamic. Your growth, that's really the game changer. It changed the whole dynamic because you're no longer that person that they once knew. Mm-mm. They lost that version of you a long time ago. When they took you for granted, yo, you became a different person and a better one for you because you're not dealing with it. Yo, you know what you learned in this season? That no is a complete sentence. It doesn't have to be before or after. Yo, no is a complete sentence. And you learned that real quick because you're no longer accessible like you used to be. They can't just come in and out of your life like they once did. They don't get the right to play in your face. They don't get the right to come in and out. And they don't get the right to do that because they never had to. They never had that right. And they're learning real quick. Here's the thing, man. You were being nice to these people. And that's the thing about taking people for granted. You were really sitting here being really nice to these people. And they got so comfortable. That was you the whole time. You were the one with the anointing. And that's the thing that people tend to forget, that you brought the anointing the whole time, that they really thought it was them. These people were out here truly thinking that their energy was their own. No, that was all from you. You were the one blessing these people. You were the one making their lives amazing. You were the one being kind. You were the one being loving. It was you the whole time. And they learned real quick that the energy is different, that the absence is hitting different, that your silence is speaking louder than words. And they're seeing it. You know what I mean? And the version of you that they once had is gone because you're not giving that version to them anymore. You're giving that version to yourself and to the people in your life that value you. You're giving that version of yourself to the things that matter the most to you. You're no longer casting your pearls to swine. Yo, why? You never had to. Where? I'll wait. You never had to. And now, because you've genuinely grown and you genuinely changed, they're genuinely realizing that they no longer have access to that version of self that you once used to be. They don't anymore. And the sad part in all of this, they got to watch you win. The sad part in all of this is they're sitting and watching and realizing what they lost when they lost you. The sad part about all of this is that you was the one the whole time and they had the blessing and they lost it and they're realizing it. And truly, family, the sad part is they will never replace you. And I don't think people get that, Joe. I don't think that they understand that when you truly have a blessing, right? When you truly have a person that's so good to you, a person that's so kind, a person that's willing to walk with you wherever you go, when you lose that, it don't hit the same. And these people have to realize that the hard way, and I hate it for them because it didn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? It truly didn't have to be like that. But oh, how the tables have turned. They lost that version of you, and they're probably never going to get it back. Oh, how the tables have turned. You gave these people your best time, your best energy, and your best self, and they squandered it. Oh, how the tables have turned, Joe. And there's nothing that you have to do. Where? All you got to do is continue to move and grow, because as you overcome and overcome, you become someone new all day, hands down. And they see it, yo, and they got to watch you win. Again, I hate that for them, because who wants to admit that they let a good one go? I'll wait. Who wants to admit that they had the blessing the whole time and now the blessing's gone? Nobody. So in conclusion, family, a lot of times people don't realize your value until they have to experience life without your energy. They don't realize your value until they got to move about freely in life without you there. They don't realize your value until they realize what they lost, yo. And that's a sad day for them, because now they got to sit here and suffer in silence while they watch you win. And I'm telling you, you may not think they see you, but they see you. You may not think they see you, but they see you all day. And you're doing remarkable things in your lives. And you're making wonderful moves in your lives. And they're watching you win, living in regret, wishing it was them, wishing you was with them, wishing they could just pick up the phone and call you. But the dynamic has changed, because now you've moved on. Now you've evolved. And now you're different. And that's on everything, family. Stay inspired. I want to thank you so much for watching my content. I started my YouTube page to share the many lessons that I learned along the way. And I hope my videos are resonating with you, providing you peace in a time of discomfort, and just overall resonating. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Peace and blessings to you. Stay inspired.